lecture series. Our topic is going to be the structures of unipolar neuron, bipolar neuron and multipolar neuron, right? We are going to do a comparative study of all these three types. Before I start with today's lecture, if you are watching the video and if you have yet not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so and also press the bell icon so that you will get notified whenever I upload a new video lecture. Okay, coming back to the topic, right? Our topic for today is going to be unipolar neuron versus bipolar versus multipolar neuron. Now, for us to understand all these three types of neuron, first of all, you should know the two main parts which each neuron has. Okay, so if we basically talk about a neuron has got two parts. The one is the main cell body. So let me write it down over here. Each neuron is made up of two parts. The first part is called as the cyton. The cyton is the main cell of the neuron, and along with the cyton there are other processes which are called as nerve fibers or neuronal fibers. So I am going to write it down over here. I am writing down the word neuronal fibers. Okay, now the cyton is also called by many other names. Okay, it can also be called as the cell body, or sometimes it is also called as a soma. So all these are synonyms for the word cyton. And the neuronal fibers, I'm sure you must have learned in school, there are two types. One of them is called as the axon and the other is called as the dendron. So let me write it down over here. Two types of fibers which are present, axon and dendron. And each of these fibers further branches into smaller branches. Axon breaks down into something called as telodendron, and dendron breaks down into something called as dendrites, right? We will study all this in the structure of neuron, which is going to be my next video lecture. But right now, here we are just going to study the three different types of neurons and how they are classified into unipolar, bipolar or multipolar. So I hope these parts are clear, right? So for this lecture, you should know these two parts. What is a cyton, what is a neuron? For example, let me sketch one over here very quickly. So suppose if I want to draw a neuron, and if I suppose draw this structure, now this structure which I have drawn, this is the main cell. Okay, this circular part is the main cell. Inside this I am drawing a nucleus over here. Okay, and over here let me draw these two processes which are coming out, or the fibers which are coming out. Alright, and these fibers will be further branched to give smaller fibers, right? So in this diagram, if you see, this circular part is the part which is called as cyton, and these branches which are coming out, these are called as neuronal fibers, or they are also called as nerve fibers, right? And they are of two types, axon and dendron. So this is the basic structure of a neuron. Now let us start with what is unipolar neuron, what is bipolar neuron, and what is multipolar neuron. So starting off with the first type, that is going to be the unipolar neuron. Now in a unipolar neuron, there is only one fiber which is attached to the cyton. Alright, so if I want to draw a unipolar neuron, it is going to be something like this, that over here, this is the cyton. Alright, and to this cyton there is only a single fiber which is attached, which I am going to show over here like this. This is just a single fiber which is attached, and later on it will divide into many other branches. Alright, and you can see over here I am drawing the nucleus. So in this diagram, when you see, there is a single cyton and there is a single neuronal or a single nerve fiber. Such a type of neuron is called as a unipolar because it has got only one fiber attached to the cyton or the cell body or the soma. Okay, so this is called as a unipolar neuron. Now there is one more type of a unipolar neuron, and that is called as a pseudo unipolar neuron. Now you must have probably learned about unipolar, bipolar, multipolar, but many people don't know what is a pseudo unipolar neuron. So there is a subtype of unipolar neuron called as pseudo unipolar neuron. Now what happens is, Now this diagram I have already sketched over here. I'm just going to move it onto the right side, sorry, onto the left side. Now I will draw another neuron over here, and what I'm going to do is, this is a cyton which I'm going to draw just like earlier times, right? And from this cyton again there is a single nerve fiber which is coming out. But now what happens is, this fiber bifurcates or branches into two fibers. So if you can see over here, the single fiber which is coming out from the cyton, okay, this is the nucleus, this is the cyton, and this is the neuronal or the nerve fiber. So if you can see, there is a single nerve fiber coming out from the cyton, however it is dividing into two branches. This is called as a pseudo unipolar neuron. The meaning of pseudo is false. So since there is only a single fiber which is emerging from the cyton, it is unipolar, but soon it is bifurcating or branching out into two separate branches. That is why it is called as a pseudo unipolar. So I hope you understand the difference between unipolar and pseudo unipolar neuron. A unipolar neuron will have only one single fiber attached to the cyton, which is not going to bifurcate or which is not going to divide. Whereas a pseudo unipolar neuron, it is going to have a single fiber attached to the cyton, but it quickly divides into two branches. Okay, so that is called as a pseudo unipolar neuron. I hope this is clear. Both of them are examples of unipolar neurons, right? The other difference between unipolar and pseudo unipolar is, see, if you see over here, the unipolar neuron also has got branches. It is not that it is not branching out, but the branches are much smaller and the branches are forming quite away from the cyton. Whereas when you see the pseudo unipolar neuron, the branching out is happening very, very close to the cyton. So it appears like it is bipolar. Many people get confused between bipolar neuron and pseudo unipolar neuron because it appears that there are two fibers which are attached to the cyton, but that is not the case. So I hope this differentiation is clear. So this completes our first type of neuron, which is called as the unipolar neuron. Now, if you are asked the question that since a unipolar neuron has only one fiber attached to the cyton, then what kind of a fiber is it? Is it a dendron or is it an axon? So please remember, if there is only one fiber attached, then it is always going to be an axon. So over here in this first diagram of unipolar neuron, this fiber is an axon. So there are no dendrons in this unipolar neuron. There is one axon, and that axon is further dividing to form telodendrons. These smaller branches which I have drawn over here, they are also called as telodendrons. Is this clear? So when only a single fiber is present, it is always going to be an axon. So there are no dendrons over here. Now let us come to this second diagram, which is the diagram of pseudo unipolar neuron. Now in this pseudo unipolar neuron, the initial fiber is dividing into two fibers. So now we have both the axon and the dendron. Suppose if the message is passing in this direction, right? Suppose if it is passing from left to right, then as everybody knows, the first fiber to receive the message is the dendron, and then it passes on to the axon. So this fiber which I have drawn on the left side, this will be considered as the dendron. And this fiber which is present on the right side, that will be considered as the axon. So in a pseudo unipolar neuron, a single fiber divides or bifurcates into two fibers, and that is why a pseudo unipolar neuron will have both axon and dendron, and each of them will be in a single quantity. Is this clear? So please remember this, when only a single fiber is present, it is always going to be an axon. When two fibers are present, there will be one axon and one dendron. And when there are more than two fibers present, there will be a single axon. And depending on the extra number of fibers present, all of them will be dendrons. So remember this, the first priority goes to axon. Then you can keep on adding dendrons depending upon the number of fibers. So if I say there is one fiber, only one axon is present. If there are 2 fibers, 1 axon and 1 dendron present. 3 fibers, 1 axon and 2 dendrons present. 4 fibers, 1 axon and 3 dendrons present. So I hope this is clear. Please remember this. Is this clear? Okay. Now these unipolar neurons which are present, unipolar or pseudo unipolar, these are basically sensory neurons. Alright. So I will write it down over here. These neurons which are present, these are basically sensory neurons. What are sensory neurons? Sensory neurons are the neurons which carry the sensory impulse from the sensory organs. Suppose if I am touching a hot object, then that impulse which is carried to the brain or the spinal cord, that message that that object is hot, that is being carried by sensory neurons. Okay, so mostly the sensory neurons which are present, these are unipolar neurons. They may be pseudo unipolar or they may be simple unipolar neurons. Is this clear? So they carry the message from the sense organ to the central nervous system, that is the brain and the spinal cord. So that ends our first part, which is about the unipolar neuron. Now let us move ahead and let us go to the next part, which is the bipolar neuron. So I will have to rub this off. I thought we will be having space, but the canvas is not as large as I had expected. Alright. Now coming to the second type of neuron, we are going to study the bipolar neuron. Now if you have understood what a unipolar neuron is, then bipolar neuron is very easy to understand. It is a neuron in which the cyton is having 2 neuronal fibers attached to it. So the diagram, suppose if I want to draw over here, it is going to be like this. This is the cyton which I am drawing, right, in the center. Then again nucleus. Please remember there are other organelles also present inside the cyton, like Golgi body, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum. I am not drawing all of them over here because it is going to be waste of time. In my next lecture, which is going to be structure of a neuron, I am going to explain all the parts which are there in the cyton, all the remaining parts, all the layers, everything that will be explained in the next lecture, which is going to be structure. So right now I am not going to draw all the organelles over here. Please remember that the other organelles are also present in the cyton. Okay. Now coming to bipolar neuron, I am drawing 2 fibers. You can see one towards the right, one towards the left. Since each cyton is connected by 2 branches or 2 fibers, it is called as a bipolar neuron. These branches will then further divide out to form smaller branches. So this is called as a bipolar neuron. Now over here, if I ask you the question, let us just revise. Which branches are these? Then obviously one of them will be dendron, one of them will be axon. Suppose if I say that the message is traveling in this direction from right to left, that means the message is coming into this fiber, the right fiber, then it is going into the cyton, then into this left fiber. Then can you guess which will be the right fiber, which will be the left fiber? So the right fiber in this case, if the message is passing from right to left, it will be what? It will be dendron, because dendron receives the message first, and the left fiber will be your axon. So a bipolar neuron is always going to have one dendron and one axon. Is this clear? I hope this part is clear. So bipolar neurons are not further subclassified into different types. There is only one type, that is called bipolar neuron. Now, I had told you that unipolar neurons are normally sensory neurons. That means they conduct the impulse from the sense organs to the central nervous system. Now the bipolar neurons are basically a type of neuron called as interneurons, or they are also called as intermediate neurons. Now what is the meaning of intermediate neuron or interneuron? So let us see this example. Let us take this example. I am touching a hot object, right? That impulse is being carried by sensory neurons from the sensory organ, which is the skin, to the central nervous system, let us say to the spinal cord. Once the message receives the spinal cord, then the next neuron which is connected to the sensory neuron, it is called as an interneuron or an intermediate neuron. Alright, and the function of this intermediate neuron is to basically develop a response For example, if the object is very hot, I cannot keep my finger touched to it continuously. I will have to remove the finger, and that decision will be taken by the interneuron, right? And what happens is the interneuron takes the decision, and then an impulse is generated and it is sent to the target muscle. For example, if I am touching that hot object, then as soon as I remove the hand from the hot object, this motion is because of all the muscles which are responsible for me retracting my hand back, right? So that impulse will be carried by motor neuron. So what happens is sensory neurons carry the message from sensory organ to CNS. Motor neurons carry the response from the CNS to the target organ, and between the sensory and the motor neurons are present the intermediate neurons which take the decision. So interneurons or intermediate neurons are the ones which take the decision and send a response which is called as the motor response, and it is sent to the motor neurons. I hope this is clear. So most of the intermediate neurons or interneurons are bipolar in nature. So you can say, if I take this diagram into example which I have drawn over here, then this dendron is basically receiving message from sensory neuron, and this axon is sending message to a motor neuron. So I will draw it over here. The message is coming from sensory neuron, right? And the message is going to a motor neuron. So basically you can say that an interneuron or an intermediate neuron is present between the sensory and the motor neuron, or it is connecting both the sensory and the motor neuron. So I hope a bipolar neuron is clear. See, I am explaining you additional things as well. Normally, if you go on the internet and search for unipolar, bipolar, multipolar, they will just tell you that it is dependent upon the number of fibers attached to the cyton. But over here I am trying to give you additional knowledge also, that what is the function of a bipolar neuron, which type of fibers are present, which type of a neuron is a bipolar neuron, so that you can understand the entire concept. So I hope this is clear. That ends our part of bipolar neuron. Now let us go to the next part, which is called as the multipolar neuron, which is the third type of neuron. Now a multipolar neuron is the neuron which is going to have more than two fibers attached to your cyton, okay? And this is the most common type of neuron which is there, because if you see in your textbook, then if you have studied the structure of a neuron, the diagram which is given is always that of a multipolar neuron, right? So if you see the diagram, the multipolar neuron diagram is something like this. Now I am drawing a cyton, okay? And if you see over here, these are the dendrites which are present, dendron and then dendrites, again dendron and then dendrites, okay, again dendron and then dendrites. So I hope everybody knows the difference between dendron and dendrite. A dendron divides into smaller branches called as dendrites, right? So you can see three dendrons over here, and at the end I am going to draw one single fiber which is going to be the axon, and this axon will again divide into smaller branches called telodendron. So this neuron which I have drawn, let me draw a nucleus over here. This dendron, this neuron which I have drawn over here or sketched over here, this is an example of multipolar neuron, because you can see over here there is one cyton, right? Then there are three dendrons. This is the first dendron, right? This is again a second dendron, and this is the third dendron, and along with that there is also an axon. So as I told you, if there are more than two fibers, there will be one axon and all the other fibers will be dendrons. So we have four fibers over here, one is axon, three are dendrons. So this is multipolar. So I hope this is clear. This is the most common type of neuron. Now functionally, if you ask me, a multipolar neuron is which neuron, then a multipolar neuron is always a motor neuron, okay? So with that, we complete our lecture. We are going to again revise this. So a motor neuron is the neuron which is basically carrying the information which is generated by the interneuron, okay? It is going to be a message Okay, so if it is related to the same example which I had explained before, if the temperature of the vessel is very hot, it is suppose it is temperature is 95 degrees or 100 degrees, then the message that an interneuron will generate is that you have to remove your hand or finger from the vessel quickly. So that message will pass through the motor neuron and it will go to the respective muscles. So when I move my hand, some muscles are contracting, some are relaxing. So that message to the respective muscles will be carried by motor neuron. Always remember, motor neuron is related to contraction or relaxing of the muscles. Sensory neuron is always going to conduct the sensory impulse from the sensory organ to the CNS. So sensory organs carry the message towards the CNS. Motor neurons carry the impulse away from the CNS, and the interneuron or the intermediate neuron connects both the sensory and the motor neuron. I hope this is clear, and with that we have completed this topic. So now if we want to summarize quickly, let us write or let us draw a chart over here. So the chart is going to be like this. Let us write down over here unipolar, okay, over here bipolar, and over here multipolar. Okay, see, unipolar, pseudo unipolar, I am considering it as the same thing, so I am not going to write anything over here. Alright, or let us do one thing, let us write all the types so that it doesn't get confusing. So unipolar, right, over here I am going to write down pseudo unipolar so that you don't get confused. Now the first criteria is going to be number of fibers, right? So if I'm going to write over here the fibers which are present, then a pseudo unipolar neuron is going to have one fiber but it branches out into two fibers. So there is going to be what? There is going to be one axon plus one dendron. A unipolar neuron is going to have only one axon. A bipolar neuron is again going to have one axon plus one dendron. And a multipolar neuron will have one axon plus n number of dendrons. N can be 1, n can be 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Is this clear? So this is the first criteria dependent on fibers. The next criteria is going to be function, right? Now the function of both pseudo unipolar and unipolar is that they behave as sensory neurons. A bipolar neuron always behaves like an interneuron or an intermediate neuron, whereas the multipolar neuron always behaves like a motor neuron. So this is the chart, okay? If you can remember this chart, if you have understood today's lecture, then it is going to be very easy. Please remember that a pseudo unipolar neuron and a bipolar neuron are very similar, okay? But the difference between them is a pseudo unipolar neuron will have only one fiber coming out of the cyton and then it will quickly bifurcate or divide, whereas a bipolar neuron will have two separate nerve fibers coming out from the cyton. Okay, so don't get confused between them, and the remaining two types are very easy, unipolar and multipolar. So with that, it ends our lecture for today. If you like the lecture, please put in a like, do comment, share it with your friends, and finally, if you have not yet subscribed, do subscribe. Also press the bell icon. I'll be uploading a lot more lectures right now, as because of the lockdown most people are referring to online videos. All right, thanks a lot.